After working as a journalist, Okky Ardya became a freelance photographer, documenting topics of gender, human rights, and lately migrant issues. She was one of 2 visiting photographers at the time of setting up our exhibition.
When I applied my projects for this exhibition with the theme community, I was thinking that community. We often think that community is like a communal with a lot of people. So, but at some point, I found I'm doing this like more than like 5 years. So, at some point, our society stigmatized them as migrant workers, and also when they are undocumented, so we just put them in a lower class. They are uneducated because they come from a rural village. They're very poor, so they're already stigmatized. So it means like when they're trying to apply for job opportunities, they're not just only migrant workers. Same as level with the visitors. They are women, they are a mother, they are a daughter. So I think that's why it's very important how to engage them through this postcard. So this photo, I took this photo in Malaysia. Actually, it's Wagira, Ira's story. Ira is working legally, initially working legally as a migrant workers, as a domestic workers in Malaysia. But after she had been working like 6 months, the employer started sexually harass her. So she decided to run away. And then when she decided to run away, she became like illegal, we call it undocumented. So it comes with a lot of problems. I've been working with her for almost like 3 years, so I'm trying to trace back where did it happen, about the apartment and the situation. So this represent actually, it means a lot. It's not only just a building, because it's really connected with Ira. The first time he got sexually abused or sexually arrested by her employee. This one, I thought this in East Nusa Tenggara, which is a very highest statistic about human trafficking issue, and then there's a lot of undocumented migrant workers came from the East Nusa Tenggara, and then within 1 year there are like more than like 70 migrant workers. They came back in a coffin. I always believe that everything is not taken for granted, because sometimes to produce photos which is very emotionally touched, it doesn't make sense if you're just taking photos, because it's not fair, because you cannot, otherwise you just like other photographers taking for granted. So that's the way I think it's more important when you engage with the subject. That's the best thing as a photographer I'm doing, them, giving them that dignity that you are in the same level as me, as visitors in this exhibition as well.
How pertinent Okky's work it is shown in a recent article published in South China Morning Post newspapers, which talks of migrant workers and children as young as 4, rounded up by Malaysian police and immigration officers and imprisoned under the excuse of protection from COVID-19, just 2 days after the government publicly announced that migrants have nothing to fear in the process of testing for virus and laxing of the lockdown measures.